Have you ever wondered if the universe runs on a timetable? There are these moments when planets line up with mathematical precision, when the moon bleeds red, and when comets return after thousands of years. In 2026, the sky breaks its silence. Every month, something moves, something aligns, something returns. January belongs to Jupiter. On January 10th, Earth moves directly between the Sun and the largest planet in the solar system. This is called opposition, and it makes Jupiter shine at magnitude -2.7, which is brighter than almost everything else in the night sky. Its disk actually swells to 45.6 arcseconds wide, which is large enough that, even with a small telescope, you can see cloud bands, storms, and 4 moons that seem to dance endlessly around it. February is a month when the cosmos puts on a show that's both beautiful and rare. It's called the Planet Parade. Late February brings something that ancient astronomers both feared and worshipped. 6 planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune all stretch across the sky in a rare planetary alignment. This is not an illusion. Every one of these worlds is truly arranged along the same plane. The ecliptic, that flat disk where the solar system was born about 4.6 billion years ago. You're seeing the blueprint of planetary formation, still intact even now. March brings the blood moon. On March 3rd, the moon enters Earth's shadow. Not partially, completely. Sunlight bends through our atmosphere, stripping away blues and greens, leaving only reds. That light travels 384,000 kilometers to paint the moon copper. Totality lasts 58 minutes. During that time, astronauts on the moon would see Earth as a glowing ring of fire, a sunrise and sunset wrapped around an entire planet. April may bring the brightest comet of the year. Comet C-2025-R3, also known as Pan-STARRS, is a frozen relic from the outer solar system, and it swings close enough to become visible with binoculars, maybe even the naked eye. This object has likely not visited the inner solar system for tens of thousands of years. It does not orbit us. It simply passes through and then vanishes back into interstellar darkness. On May 31st, the moon does something subtle, but rare. A blue micromoon, the smallest full moon of 2026. Because it's near apogee, the moon appears about 5.5% smaller and 10% dimmer than average. Your brain barely notices, but your camera will. It's proof that even familiar objects are never truly the same twice. June 9th brings a close encounter between the 2 brightest planets in our sky. Venus at magnitude -4.0, Jupiter at -1.9. Separated by just 1.5 degrees, the width of your finger held at arm's length. Ancient civilizations recorded these meetings as omens. Today we know better. They're not messages, they're mechanics. Perfect, predictable, celestial clockwork. July brings a sense of wonder as we look up and think about the stars, Mars, and the moon. Before dawn on July 11th, the sky forms a quiet masterpiece, a thin crescent moon, the Pleiades, a star cluster over 100 million years old, and Mars, cold, dusty, and red. 3 colors, 3 distances, 1 brief alignment that will never repeat in exactly the same way. August arrives with an event that feels almost magical, the day the sun disappears. August 12th is the most important date of the year. A total solar eclipse sweeps across Greenland, Iceland, Portugal, and Spain. For up to 2 minutes, the sun's surface vanishes. Only the corona remains, a plasma atmosphere hotter than 1 million degrees Celsius. Animals react, temperatures drop, day becomes an imitation of night. And when darkness falls again, fire rains from the sky. The Perseids peak under a moonless sky, up to 90 meteors per hour, debris left behind by a comet we haven't seen since 1862. On September 22nd, Venus reaches its greatest brilliance. Its magnitude is -4.6, which is bright enough to cast shadows. Ironically, though, if you look through a telescope, Venus appears as a thin crescent, only about 22% illuminated. Brightness, it turns out, has nothing to do with fullness, only proximity. October 4th belongs to Saturn. At opposition, its rings are tilted perfectly toward Earth. Even small telescopes reveal structure, gaps, and shadows. You are looking at ice, some pieces larger than mountains, orbiting a planet that could swallow Earth 760 times over. November arrives dressed in red and gold. On November 16th, Mars and Jupiter rise together. One small, one colossal, one rust red, one golden. Separated by barely 1 degree, they remind us that size, distance, and power are just illusions of perspective. And finally, December ends with the Geminids. Unlike most meteor showers, these fragments come from an asteroid, not a comet. Up to 120 meteors per hour streak across the sky. Bright, slow, unforgiving, the universe's closing act. 12 months, 12 cosmic events. No prophecy, no warning, just gravity, motion, and time. We don't need to travel to space. In 2026, space comes to us.